Happy Halloween, guys. There's a lot going on today. I found this quote by Alexandra Pizarnik. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I don't know where it comes from. There was no reference, if it's out of a book or what. But I thought it spoke to the whole idea of the veil thinning and Halloween being a time to understand that and maybe approach it, the thinning veil. She said, I open a breach in the dusk so the dead can send messages through to steer by mirror light in the darkness. And I think in a way we're always steering by mirror light in the darkness. There's something about the reflective light, it reminded me a little bit of the idea that you can't, there's a poem called Lady of Shalott. I think it's Tennyson, but I'm not sure. Great poem, many verses, but the essence of it being the Lady of Shalott she's shut up in a tower, and the only way she can see the real world is to look in a mirror and see it as a reflection. Because for her to look at the real world directly spells disaster. And I believe her lover is passing by, and she sees it in the reflective image, but she really wants to lay her eyeballs on this person she loves. So she looks out the window, and it doesn't end well. So there's something about having to look indirectly, maybe through art or dream or something that gets you there, but without direct, isn't available to direct vision. I'm not sure. By mirror light. So let's look at that. Oh, and I also wanted to just mention, as a kind of housekeeping message. Evidently, there's no join button at the moment. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people want to join and don't know how. I've tried to create a link that I put in the description. I think it's, down here. If you hit the More button, it opens up a bunch of stuff. And there ought to be, in addition to the PayPal option, a join option. And that just means you become a channel member, you get a few more videos a month, and you support it's like $5 a month. So if you're moved to do that, go ahead. And I hope I've gotten it worked out. I'd appreciate feedback whether or not you want to join, as to whether you see the button. Some people say you see it on the phone, but not on the laptop or not on the desktop or vice versa. It's different for Android versus iOS. We'll work it out. I'm in the process of trying to get some help from YouTube, which is hard to do. So mirror light, I think that's our focus. And I encourage you to become a subscriber if you haven't already, and a member if you feel so inclined, and to comment, share, subscribe, like, or just view it. I don't really, we're growing a great collective, and you can tell by the comments, which you all can see. This is a good group, and it's a smaller group that is the members group. And so the messages there, it seems to me, are more focused. That's one advantage to it. It's a smaller table. So I'm speaking to fewer of you. So presumably it's more streamlined or more applicable to your situation maybe than a general read. I don't know. Give me some feedback if you remember. 9 of Inspiration. That's 9 of Wands. Ordinarily, that's the Wounded Warrior card. But this person doesn't look wounded to me. They look like they're on full display. You know, as if they've unfurled their brilliance, But there is something about these 2 images in the background, the anchors for the bridge. They're mirror. They're mirror images. You know, and they seem to represent some sort of portal that this person has successfully passed through. Mirror light. Tell us about this 9 of Wands, this, you know, having done something that puts you almost to completing a cycle. You're on your way to do it. Wands, directionally, you're striding right forward into the light. Willing to see and be seen, something like that. Page of Cups, Page of Emotions. You know, it's got the octopus tentacles. It's a water energy. It's about connection. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Maybe. It's that energy. And with the tentacles, it's like feeling it out. You know, the octopus is a very sensitive creature, and its tentacles are like many pointed exploratory fingertips. Somebody's feeling it out. And I think maybe has walked some kind of gauntlet to get to this point of new love, of exploring it, feeling something out. Oh, wow, Knight of Emotions. So we've gone from the page to the Knight. And in the first 3 cards, there's been that kind of growth. It's sort of like, here's the tentative, I'll feel it out, and then love on the move. Knight of Cups. With some kind of offer. There's some kind of breakthrough here. Emotionally. Based on Wands energy, effort, inspiration, courage, brightness, forward movement. This is all minor arcana. So it's about our daily lives. 7 of Inspiration, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands in traditional Rider-Waite is a block. You know, it shows somebody standing in the doorway with a wand, blocking entry. And here I see it as somebody opening it. You know, holding the door open. Right? Holding the door open. So that something can pass through. And with 9 of Wands, it indicates, you know, great dedication. You know, it's like following through on what you're passionate about. And this may be holding the door open for this Knight of Emotions, this Knight of Cups who's on the move. May have had to, you know, get through some kind of gauntlet to get there. And you're holding the door open. or they're holding the door open for you. It's not clear yet quite what the dynamic is. Page of Cups. What is the new feeling? It can be an apology. Like, I'm sorry it took me so long. I had to walk some kind of fire, I had to do a fire walk or something like that. It was hard to get here. I may have burned myself a bit. But now I'm in water energy, the kind of cooling relief out of the burn. What are we talking about here? Is it this? Under Page of Cups, we have Muse or King of Voices. I'm sorry, yeah, which is King of Swords. You may be holding the door open for a King of Swords who's gone through it to get to this point. They've had to really activate their heart. They may have had it shut down. That traditional image of the person blocking. And they're making an effort, Wands energy, to open it up. Because King of Swords can be one step removed, more analytical, stepping back to understand something rather than engaging in the emotional contract or conversation. But you're keeping the door open. And they may have exerted a great deal of effort to do that themselves, to open up. Ace of Swords, Ace of Voices, under Knight of Emotions. I think this is somebody wanting to say something new. This King of Swords has something to say. Maybe based on some new understanding of themselves. Ace of Swords, because aces can speak to the self. So can nines. So somebody's personal effort to do it, to activate the heart, to feel something out. And then the action they take is to come forward with some sort of acknowledgement of the connection. Sorry, that's my bing bong. That's somebody wanting to connect. They're calling me. It's my daughter. I'll get back to her. Oh, for goodness sakes. I apologize, you guys. It'll stop in a moment. I never know. There we go. Somebody's wanting to come forward with an acknowledgement of the connection. It's been hard for them to do it before this, and it's taken a great deal of effort to open up. And you've been holding the door open. Like nobody slammed the door in this person's face. They're trying to get a message through because they sense there's an opening. Like you're not closed off to them. So what's the message perhaps coming through this opening? Because it's taking effort to hold it open. There may be some question as to how long can we do this. Will we have the strength, the fortitude, the power to keep the doors open? Four of Swords. That's a card of healing, but it's also indicates silence. It's a place of non-communication. Somebody's busy receiving the messages. They're not able right now to talk about it. They're definitely getting the downloads. They're gaining an understanding sword energy of what to say, because they know there's an opening to say it. So it's, whatever door is being held open, it's in a good cause. It's in the cause of healing, understanding, or communication. This person may have been operating in wounded warrior energy. Something hurt them. But they're opening the heart back up. They're opening it. Seven of Wands. They're dropping their guard. But first they have to. They're still quiet because they're still healing. But this is King of Swords. They'll get the job done. They're very smart. They're very discerning. And they're warming up. Wands energy. Cups energy. This one, it is 3 of Wands, 3 of Inspiration. Somebody has kind of set something in motion, these dominoes, kicked something into action. Wands are action takers. So it's almost like it doesn't just happen that all these things fall into place. It's a card of the future. I do this and I expect that there will be a kind of chain reaction. The domino effect. Something in this person, once they start to talk, the message they send, which might be, a whole new way of thinking about something, a whole new way of thinking about the future in one's energy that's opening to me. If I take this action, I'll manifest a response. 3 of Wands, 3 of Inspiration can often be a card of waiting. Maybe waiting for this to play out. Is that what it's waiting for something to play out? I do this, what happens? Can I manifest, maybe love into my life? Or, am I healed enough to be able to feel this significant change in my, feel this heart activation, feel it, Cups energy. This person, I think, was numb for a while. I think they were numb, maybe so analytical that it made them removed from their feelings about something. On 9 of Inspiration, 9 of Wands, 3 of Emotions. That's a card of reunion, of connection. And it's sort of, as well, the Trinity, the 3 graces, the ability to build connections with other people. This person may have had a very hard time with that and might have developed a kind of mistrust in general of connection, because they got burned at one point. They got burned. They got wounded. That's my daughter again. Hang on just a second. I'm going to send her to Sorry about that. The whole day has been, it's really been like this. Oh boy. Just at the moment, this connection takes the priority, right? So there is, somebody is firewalking right toward a friendly situation, a place where love flows between people. And it has something to do with grace. We've tried and tried and tried, 9 of Wands, and then we get the gift, the connection, as if by grace. It's almost like we don't have to earn it. We don't have to try so hard. It's a gift of grace. It's sort of like our birthright. 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands equals 6, which in major arcana is Lovers. The choice to go for the big connection. Full card. The choice to go for it. Card of Aries. Go right off the edge. Take the leap. To have the faith. Have the trust. Do it. Wands energy. It's almost like fire walking right to the edge. And then having built up enough momentum so that you can just go. With a trust that, Fool energy is the beginning of the journey. The willingness to begin, to just stride out into your future. Take the leap into your own life. To boldly go. And I think that for this person, the emotional realm is really quite new to them and quite, whatever it is, they've summoned their mojo. They're going to do it. They have faith in the future by the grace of the, I'm always pausing at that because by naming it, it kind of, it's our heart center. It's how we participate in life and in connection. It's our birthright. And we're at the beginning of that journey. And they are as well. You could be dealing with an Aries. It's the first major arcana. So it's very exciting. It's the path of discovery of the self. And it's the journey to wholeness. What's going to happen, 3 of Wands, for this Fool energy person? Knight of Inspiration. Fast, passionate, forward movement in fire energy. It's like taking the leap into life and leaping right onto the fire pony. Here we've got love on the move, and then it's really accelerated. Somebody's giving it the gas, like speeding it up. Almost like I need to speed it up in order to, I'm getting the image of Thelma and Louise, that, but this is speeding it up to to actually be able to do this, Wands energy. To get the momentum to do it. It's almost like the point of no return. The thing is open, 7 of Wands, for somebody to make the leap. And they're going to do it. They're gaining momentum. Tell us about the leap, the path that leads to connection by grace. Queen of Wands. So we have a King of Swords and a Queen of Wands. To come into connection, Three of Cups with the Queen of Wands, is to be able to bask in the warmth of somebody who knows themselves. They shine so brightly. They trust themselves. In Wands energy, they trust themselves. They trust their intuition. They're on board. I think this is you, as the kind of mystic of the minor arcana. The one who can read the vibrations and may sense that this person is coming. Slightly limping in. But I think something about this connection, they feel you granting them grace. Like there's nothing in your attitude of, it's about time or something like that. You're holding the door open. But they have to come to you, Queen of Wands. She attracts. She doesn't chase. She attracts. And they feel it. They're pulled in by your brightness. One on Page of Emotions, please. Oh, wow. Sun card. See how brightly the heart is shining? Heart activation. This is a card of happiness, of walking right into the light. Having been through it. Walking right toward the Queen of Wands. Divine Masculine. Taking that action. Card of Leo. It goes very nicely with this. Card of Aries. Both fire energies. The willingness to risk it, to take the leap. Into the light. Into your own life. Into their own life. Is that it? No, there's one more. Is this it? On King of... Yeah, I like that. On King of Swords, Hangman. It's interesting because there's a slight contradiction here in that there's all this action taking. But this is a card of suspension. And I think in this case, it's King of Swords having processed their feelings. They looked at it from another perspective. And I think maybe they realize they really have to show up. To follow through with the heart activation business, to take the leap, to accelerate it. Yes, you're healing, but maybe you're healed enough. Maybe you really know the truth. Sorry. And it might be both of you with that bridge image that we've seen a couple of times. The truth about what is being manifested. And listen, it's brilliant. It's worth it. You're almost there. I think they're almost there. Like they can feel the warmth. They can feel the warmth of you. And suddenly they feel their own, this speaks to the I as well, sort of to the ego. Here I am. I'm exuding warmth myself through a heart activation. And I think what this person went through brought them to the place where they're supposed to be. Nothing was wasted here. But they're crossing some kind of bridge by mirror light. I think by the fact that you've shined so brightly. You're drawing them in. You're somehow creating the bridge. They can mirror you somehow. They know you've been through it too. You're now seeing it, both of you from the other person's perspective. And you're both healed. And the door is open. There's a portal. But I think this cautions no need to rush. I mean, there's all this fire pony stuff. But it's almost like there's some kind of eternal grace, or it's an emotional opening that won't shut in anybody's face. What are the emotions? I think we have to look at what are the emotions we've processed. Well, we've processed pain. We've taken that deep dive and been brave enough to look at what we feel. Hang muse, it's called. To process the pain. To cry it out, and there's a door behind this person. And it looks like there's a crack. It's almost like that, I'm getting the image of the sliding lock. The little chain with you put it in the thing and you can slide it to lock it or slide it to unlock it. I think both people were hurt, and that's part of the new perspective, is the understanding that, like, we're all the wounded warrior, and that does not stop us, full energy, from beginning the journey into our own self, to discover our own self through loving somebody else. Not through, it's along with loving somebody else. One more on Three of Voices is Five of Wands. That's working something out. That's like building oneself up. It's sort of all the iterations of the self, working on integration. In fire energy, how do I do this? Who am I this time? How did this painful separation affect me? Well, it was almost like I had to work out who I was. And I'm a work in progress. Through all the stages. On the split, we have Two of Swords. And again, there's a bridge image. That's a decision. There's the door again. Okay. Ace of Cups. And Six of Cups. This is soulmate connection, some perhaps past life connection that's getting a new start. Ace of Cups. And it begins with self-love. how do we open this, what's been locked? How do we get in? There's a new opportunity for love here, and it begins with self-love. And there's something about it can't be just the memory of love. And see this, for some reason this circle here reminds me of the mirror. It's almost like we can look at it through our memory. How do we bring it into how do we bring it into our life now? Ace of Pentacles. There's an opportunity to do that. There's an opening to bring it into the here and now. Pentacles energy, here. That place, business. And now, we can do this. Here's the building block. And it leads to, it's like the key that unlocks the door. This is almost like the combination. All these lock references. But something has happened. Something has changed. There's a new path. There's a new way that will unlock a destiny. And the wheel will turn to something, it's like divine timing. Here and now. It can't just exist in nostalgia. It has to, be manifested through this open-hearted Page of Cups energy. The opportunity for new love. To sort of restart, revivify through an intentional heart activation. And I think it's on the part of Divine Masculine. I think they were operating in King of Swords energy. But it brought them to a new understanding, the new perspective. And I think part of the perspective is, I want this. I want it to work out. I want to process the pain so that I can move forward past this obstacle. And it may take a number of tries, like a practice at looking at it from a new perspective, and maybe even looking from a new perspective at our own pain, so that we can heal it. 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords. There's an opening here. It's divine timing. It's like holding the thing open, and the universe is sort of saying, go ahead, take the leap. Commit yourself to it. Night of inspiration, just go. Divine Masculine is really warming up, and it's partly because they're getting this reflective light, this warmth off of you. It's a soulmate connection, but it's one that's healing. It's taken a lot of, it's been a struggle. There's been pain involved for sure, but there is a healing energy now, and it's all about starting fresh, Fool's energy, and all these aces. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. It's a refresh. It's a refresh. On Halloween, a refresh. Seeing your way through. To steer by mirror light in the darkness. There's a lot of light in this reading. And there's something about unlocking the door, having the combination to get the wheel in motion, to kick out the jams, We have on the board Pisces in Hanged Muse, Hanged One. We have Leo in the Sun card. We have the Wheel card. We have Aries in the Fool. And I think that's it. I mean, there's great promise of happiness in this. And I think as this King of Swords gets their heart pumping again, you know, eventually it really will pump. It really will. They'll reveal themselves. They're on their way. It's not been easy for either one of you, but there's really an opportunity for reunion here. For new love, new understanding, new 3D experience. And it has something to do too with passing beyond this mirror image, which may have been like almost like a funhouse mirror, somehow warped, like a warped lens, but it's being corrected. Ace of Swords, Four of Swords, King of Swords. All right, I think that's it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. I hope all the joined business gets worked out. And in any case, members, thank you so much for signing up. It supports the channel. It's like $5 a month. But it builds the collective. It's just an energetic currency that says I'm on board. Whatever you do, I'll be here. I'll be here. I'll see you next time. If you come back, I hope you do. All right.